And we've heard it, that pain is a great teacher. And when I start looking at the words that we use to describe illness, well, illness is like the worst thing. That's one of the descriptions of it, worst. So these are the kinds of words we have to describe illness, disease, pain, sickness, infection, problems, disharmony, invalid, deficiency, crisis, discomfort, trauma, out of balance, degeneration, disorder, ailment, toxins. This is how we describe something that's a crisis in our life. We have this uneasiness about if something happens to our body or our minds, or if there's a depression in our spirit, depression. You know, there's nothing that tells us that it's good. And yet, pain is a great teacher. And yet, a lot of times people say, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. It made me stop. So then we have the remedies. And the remedies are from everything from treatments or medicines or cures or diagnosis. And then there are other ways. The technology doesn't come in, but the observation does. Like the functioning of the body or the interplay of forces or the activities or the signs and symptoms or the patterns. And so there's something else that's at work there. Like what is it that people are trying to get to? And it's always getting to that original, to that root cause. And so if we just stay on the surface and treat it, we never get to the root cause. So the technologies can fix us up and the medicines can fix us up, but what is it that really needs to be healed? And that's a question to keep asking. What is it that needs to be healed? Because the Buddha says, our body has the capacity to cure itself from any ailment. Every plant, herb, remedy has its counterpart with the subtle oneness of the human body. So if we know something about ourselves, if we know what we have to do. And the Native Americans, they have a list. And so when the healer is going to heal, they'll find out the place, the territory of your illness, then they'll dream about it. And the dream will tell them the remedy. And the first thing that they do, what they understand, is that people need someone to be close to them, to be intimate with them, to hold them while they receive their pain. It doesn't mean that they take it on, but that they receive it. And I was thinking of how in class we're doing the light and we're making the space, and there's a listening that happens that makes it very intimate. And then there's the listening and the light, and we're holding something. We're taking something, but we're not taking it on. With the shamans, they have to go to that territory in themselves and come to the point of death, or come to meet death, so that they don't flinch when someone else is in pain or goes to that place. When Swami Radhananda talks about the second chakra, where there's a healing spring that's available, constantly available, but you have to go to that. And so in acupuncture, Chinese medicine, they try to balance, see what's in disharmony and bring it back to harmony. In yoga, we want to bring people back to wholeness, yoga. So we want to get back to the underlying cause of the illness or the crisis, and to be able to use our intelligence to do that, to open our heart, use our intelligence, so that we can begin to think about what purpose does the illness serve, or what illness will serve your purpose. Something will happen that you'll have to change, and then be willing to open to the message that the symptoms have, so that you're not going to ask why it happened, you're going to ask, be willing to be open to a message. And that's a lot of what the writings say, is that you will know what you need to do. And we're so reliant on getting the medicine right away that we don't get the message. So, coming back to harmony, what does that mean? What we have and what we found here that works is the light, rest, silence, time, breath, movement through the asanas, surrender to the messages, sound and vibration, like mantras, using your imagination, that power that you have, and using the power of choice. So you have this time and this space to think of your life, and what is the purpose? What is the will to live? What do you want to cultivate? What seeds are you going to plant? Cultivate your emotions so you can use your intuition. Forgive. And remember that we're not separate beings. So the veils will open for you to see that. So there's always these wonderful examples of what people are doing, and how we can think differently about these situations. So when you think of healing, it's going back to that place within yourself. And it's the time to do yoga.